Howdy guys, Yimmy here. Got a brand new video for you today. I went out to Best Buy near me and I picked up one of the HP OMEN models. There's a lot of different variations of it. I think at that store in specific they had 3 or 4 available. So I did go with the AMD Ryzen, the 4800 HS. Slightly less powerful, but it's still 8 core, 16 threads for multitasking. The 1660 Ti with 144 hertz panel, 1 terabyte of NVMe SSD, and 16 gigs of RAM. I've seen a lot of reviews on this specific variation with the Ryzen, but with 8 gigs of RAM and a slightly less, I think it's a 60 hertz panel, so this is going to be a little nicer. One of the cool things about this here is that they not only did they completely update the look of the HP OMEN, they went away from that black and red style to a much cleaner, sleeker looking machine. And also the cooling is one of the biggest things I've heard this year, is that they've improved a lot of the vents, the size, and the fans. So I'm hearing a lot of good things about the cooling. Let's get to the unboxing. So the first thing that I noticed is that the box has changed. The packaging, it's white with a red diamond. First thing, I was amazed because it's a very thin box. So like, you know, I had the Alienware recently that I unboxed and reviewed, and that box was massive. It was probably 3 times as thick as this and a lot taller for a same 15-inch laptop. So first impressions was that this is a very thin box. I'll put up the link in the description to this exact model that I purchased from Best Buy, and it'll float around somewhere around here, but I'll put it up there. So let's see how it goes. I've heard a lot of good things. Hopefully we can get a good angle for you guys to see. Okay, cool. So first thing that I opened, and it comes to this. Let's see. So we have, I don't even know what this is, plastic paperwork in this machine. Alright, so it comes in like this. Lights hitting it a little weird. All I can say is it does feel pretty small. It does feel nice. Let's go ahead and take this plastic wrapping off. Oh, okay. Oh, they put the stickers all over it, so it kind of makes it a little hard to know where the openings are. But, oh wow. Okay. So, now that it's open, let you guys see that little blue diamond. It actually looks really nice when I'm looking at the camera, but let me see it here. It looks nice. You know, when I've seen videos on YouTube of other people looking at it and the camera angles, it kind of looks cheap, but when you're looking at it in person, it actually looks kind of nice. The OMEN is very subtle. I don't know if you could see it there underneath the diamond, but it looks nice. It actually feels really nice. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It feels good. Big vents in the back, so they opened up the bottom of this computer a little bit more so that it can have more air intake to keep the computer running cooler. And from what I've seen, is it's doing a great job. So so this was opened up a little bit bigger. It's got these back exhaust right here as well, so it's going through the bottom, and then it pushes it out through the back. Good to see. And it also pushes it out on the side over here. So a lot more ways to get air flowing into this laptop to keep it running cooler. The one-handed test, and it passes it. That's actually really nice. And screen flex, not a lot. It feels very sleek, very premium. It is metal on top, metal at the bottom, and then the lid at the bottom I believe is plastic, but it does feel very solid, very premium feeling. I'm going to show you guys the ports. And so on this side you have the power connector, you have Ethernet, USB, HDMI, headphone jack, and an SD card reader right here. I think it's amazing that they actually got the actual full-size SD card reader on there, because you don't even get that port on Razer blades or other computers that I've seen. And this is important because then I could take my footage from the camera right from the SD card, insert it into here, and go ahead and edit my video without having to buy an adapter. On this side over here, we have a USB Type-C. It is not Thunderbolt. Mini DisplayPort and 2 HDMIs. And then we got a big exhaust here for all that heat. So let's check out the power brick that's also in the box. So we have first the wall adapter and the power brick itself. I believe this is a 200 watt, so let's check it out. Usually I compare it to my iPhone, so let's compare it. This is my iPhone SE. It's actually not that big compared to it. I mean, the Dell, the Alienware that I had last was a 240 watt, but that brick was massive. It was huge, so it's actually not too bad. The weight of this laptop, I believe, is about 4.6 to 5 pounds. It actually doesn't feel too heavy. This is something that I can haul around, you know, easily, because they cut down a lot of the bezels and a lot of the size on here, so real nice. It does say 015 right here, a little subtle, stealthy. Designed and engineered by HP. So it's very nice, sleek, stealthy. Let's go ahead and feel this keyboard. Feels very nice and chiclety. The trackpad, I haven't turned it on yet when I see it, but as of now it just feels nice. It's pretty big. I wish it was centered. Do we have a lot of screen bleed? It looks like there's going to be a little bit of screen bleeding down here in the corners and perhaps a little up top. You can see the extra light coming. 4 Zone RGB, as you can see here. We got 4 different zones. I think WASD is its own zone. Then you got this to here. This is the very first screen you get after it turns on, after you go through the setup. I'm hoping there's not a lot of bloatware on here, so let's do a quick walkthrough of what's on here. It has the Alienware logo because when it logs in with my Microsoft account, when I turned it in, it remembers my last wallpaper. So that's why the Alienware is on there, because I did the Alienware M15R3 unboxing. But let's go through the settings. Obviously this is gonna get, I don't use Office, so Office is gonna come off. See, I don't like all this bloatware, all these games. So there it is in a little bit of a darker room. The light's still coming on from outside, so it's still pretty bright out. I believe, I haven't gone into the settings yet, but I believe there's only one setting to the RGB, because if you tap on the function and the RGB key here, it's either on or off. So maybe later on in the HP Command Center I'll be able to see, or the OMEN Command Center, but as of now I believe there's only one setting for the color, for the brightness, but it looks plenty bright enough, and it actually looks really nice. I do like the colors, they're pretty vibrant for how bright it is out right now. The battery life on this is, they're saying about 12 hours, which no one believes that. It's a 71 watt hour battery. I think on a good day you probably get like 5.5 hours. I don't know where they come up with those 12 hours. I'm assuming they probably think you're you know, playing at 0% brightness with everything turned down and the fans aren't even on. Like, it's unrealistic. Obviously you're not gaming when you're getting that battery life, but I just don't think that battery life is achievable at all. Alright guys, so I'm going to unplug it for the battery test. It's 9:45 p.m. I'm going to play a loop of videos for my channel. The brightness is at 50% and the speaker is going to be at 50%, the volume, and I will it will let you guys know how long the battery life lasts after it dies. I'm going to show you guys real quick that the CPU, this is using the HP OMEN Command Center. The CPU temperature at idle is 37 Celsius. That's just with me having a Chrome tab open. I don't know why I just opened that one, but just having one Chrome tab open, running Google, and I was also downloading Call of Duty Warzone at the same time, just to kind of get an ideal, a realistic test while you're downloading and watching Chrome. As an example, the brightness on the monitor was at 50% on the panel with the full 144 hertz enabled, and the volume is at 50%. So I'm also gonna start this video up to let you guys know the sound test. So this is gonna be at 50% volume. Howdy guys, welcome. Got a brand new video for you guys today. First off, before I get this video going, now I'm gonna start it over again, but I'm gonna go to 100% so you guys can tell the difference. Howdy guys, welcome. Got a brand new video for you guys today. First off, before I get this video going, so what I could say is that the speakers are actually coming from the side, but because they are right closer to the touchpad, you could actually hear it pretty well. And then for lighting on here, guys, like I mentioned, it's a 4-zone, so you can select the zones, and then the WASD keys are its own zone. What I can tell you about this command center here is it's very simplistic, which I kind of like. I'm a fan of the Razer Synapse, but this is very simple, very clean. You know, you can go in here, change your lighting. It's not, it's not very complicated to navigate around this command center. I wanted to give you guys a little screen bleed test, so I opened up a YouTube video here. I'm going to play it so we could see where, if any, screen bleed is occurring. Basically, the four corners are, there's a little bit of screen bleed. Although it's visible in this video, it's not as noticeable to the eye as it is in the video, so I will say that. So there's about 5%, and it just fully died on it at 1:30, so I got a total of 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm gonna go over the graphic settings that I have on here. So this is a 144 hertz panel, and most of my settings are set to high, so I'm gonna see what kind of frames I'm getting in game. Just gonna scroll through my settings real quick so you know what kind of frames I'm gonna be getting based on the settings that I have enabled. So there it is. Let's check the temps before the game starts. The CPU is getting real hot, 102 degrees Celsius. The PC itself does not feel hot at the touch, so I'm gonna go ahead and enable the performance mode and see if this changes any of these temperatures. The CPU gets real hot for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see if that does anything while this game is running. And if not, I'm going to enable max speeds of the fans, because 100 degrees Celsius is really hot for a CPU to be running for long periods of time. I'm hoping that I'm not going to be getting throttling. Actually, because it's that high, I want to see if the fans have kicked in. As you can tell, it's very loud. Now this is on loud, so let's see if we can turn down the fan to default and see if it gets any quieter. Now you can notice how quiet it got on default settings. It's going to be a lot more quiet, but the CPU temperature is going to get really hot from default. So I think having it on performance and max speed enabled is going to be the move. We are getting about 70 to 80 frames per second. So obviously this is not putting the monitor to full work, the panel, since it reaches 144 hertz. Now, a game like Overwatch or Counter-Strike Go, you'll be hitting those 144 hertz for sure because they're so well optimized already. But let's go ahead and jump, see what kind of FPS we'll be getting. So it's saying 90, 95. It actually hit 100. Let's check what we're at. So we're 101 Celsius CPU and 55 on the GPU. This is under the performance setting at max speed. CPU temp is kind of worrisome, I'll say that. Although even though it's that high, it actually does not feel hot on the keyboard anywhere around the keys. Now these speakers do sound loud enough. Let me see if I can turn up a little. So they're at 60%. With these fans, it's kind of loud. Okay, cool. So it is very smooth, responsive. It doesn't seem very like the color looks fine.
We got a proper fight here.
It seems responsive. It's not like it's like I'm playing on the G14 where I was having a very, you know, the screen ghosting or tearing, but it does seem like it's very fast response rate. I can't give you the exact millisecond response time, but it's responsive.
The fight is over.
I do suck at Gulag now with these snipers that they added. The biggest letdown was that when I was gaming, the 100+ degrees Celsius on the CPU is just, you know, even at max speeds, it wasn't going below it. So that's a letdown to me, because you can't have a CPU run that hot constantly. And even with the max max fan speeds, you know, you're reaching 103, 104, 105 degrees Celsius. Now you don't want to fry your computer, you know. So I think overall, unless they do like some update or something, this isn't something that I'm going to be keeping. And it sucks because I really like this computer. It feels really nice. It's just like the way they did it this year, it just feels good. It feels premium. There's no flex to it. You know, people complained about this here, that when you push down on it, it kind of like that's the other design flaw, I guess. But it just feels like and looks like a nice computer. It's sleek. It's not the computer for me. The battery life is under 4 hours. It runs way too hot for the CPU. Even at max fan speed, you're getting over 105. And even at idle, the fans turn on, and they're noticeably loud. Like, it's not like super loud, but at idle, I don't think fans should be running. For the price, I would probably still go with G14 if you can find it on sale, because they're about the same price. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you. Peace.